I've been guided that we do a Bhagavad Gita reading this morning. So I'm going to call on the Light Council and ask for the highest good, and they're going to show me what we're reading. So this is the explanation of a chapter from Bhagavad Gita. So I will read until they tell me to stop. This is an explanation. It's on meditation. So they're going to talk about what meditation is and how to do it. So in a nod to tradition, one verse recommends the meditation seat be covered with kusha grass and a deer skin, the traditional seat of the yogi. The important thing, however, is not the meditation seat, how the meditation seat is made, but what is going on in the mind. Meditation is an internal discipline to make the mind one-pointed, absolutely concentrated. Second, Krishna instructs Arjuna to hold the body, head, and neck in a straight line. This may seem esoteric, a reference to the contortion school of yoga, but it has a practical purpose. Sitting absolutely straight with the spinal column erect prevents drowsiness. Also, in advanced stages of meditation, it allows for the free flow of vital energy or kundalini. Then practical advice is given. Moderation is the path. Neither extreme asceticism nor indulgence will aid meditation. An initial acquaintance with Hindu culture may give the impression that it fosters either the sensuality of the Kama Sutra or the asceticism of the hermit. It is true that in Indian civilization we can easily see the development of the sensual and artistic in many manifestations in painting, sculpture, music, and dance. And Indian cuisine is famous for its variety of flavors and spices. India also presents us with the austere simplicity of the wandering holy man or sadhu. The Gita, however, recommends the middle path. Success in meditation, Krishna says, comes neither to those who eat or sleep too much, nor those who eat or sleep too little. The body should be neither overindulged, nor treated harshly. The same recommendation the Buddha offers. This chapter contains the famous verse comparing the mind to a steady flame. By its very nature, the untrained mind is restless, constantly wandering here and there, trying to fulfill its desires. It flickers wildly like a flame in a storm, never blown completely out, yet at the mercy of the wind. Wherever the mind wanders, Krishna says, it must be brought back to its source. It must learn to rest in the self. Once it is at home in the depths of contemplation, the mind becomes steady, like an upright, unflickering flame in a windless place. In this deep meditation, and only there, can the human being find true fulfillment. Then the still mind touches Brahman and enjoys bliss. Now Arjuna asks an inevitable question. Krishna is far ahead of him, and the struggling disciple simply can't catch up. He says, "My mind is so restless and unsteady that I cannot even comprehend anything about this state of mystic peace you are talking about. The mind is so powerful, so turbulent, that trying to bring it under control is like trying to catch the wind." Krishna admits that the mind is terribly hard to train, but he maintains that it can be done through regular practice if one has detachment. It is interesting that he does not offer to help Arjuna here. That will come later. For now he tells Arjuna that he must do it for himself through hard work and detachment from private personal motives. Then Arjuna asks a rather surprising question. What happens to the person who believes in a spiritual goal but does not pursue it to the end? What if one of his more powerful compulsive desires gets the better of him? scattering his resolution the way a cloud is scattered by the wind. Either Arjuna is not prepared to seek self-realization, or he is afraid that somehow he might fail if he tried. If he were to fail, he asks, would he have lost everything, all that he had given up in worldly life, as well as his goal of self-fulfillment? Affectionately, Krishna assures Arjuna that no attempt to improve his spiritual condition could be wasted effort. Even looking ahead to the next life, he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He will be reborn in a household suitable for taking up his quest where he left off. In his next life, he will feel drawn to a spiritual goal once again, and he will have a head start. So here's part of I'm going to read till they tell me not to, the actual writings of the Gita. So that was an explanation of the chapter, and now we're in the chapter. Krishna says, "It is not those who lack energy or refrain from action, but those who work without expectation of reward, who attain the goal of meditation. Theirs is true renunciation. Therefore, Arjuna, you should understand that renunciation and the performance of selfless service are the same. Those who cannot renounce attachment to the results of their work are far from the path. For aspirants who want to climb the mountain of spiritual awareness, the path is selfless work. For those who have ascended to yoga, the path is stillness and peace. When you have freed yourself from attachment to the results of works, and from desires for the enjoyment of sense objects, you will ascend to the unitive state. Reshape yourself through the power of your will. Never let yourself be degraded by self-will. The will is the only friend of the self. The will is the only enemy of the self. To those who have conquered themselves, the will is a friend, but it is an enemy to those who have not found the self within. The supreme reality stands revealed in the consciousness of those who have conquered themselves. They live in peace, alike in cold and heat, pleasure and pain, praise and blame. They are completely fulfilled by spiritual wisdom and self-realization. Having conquered their senses, they have climbed to the summit of human consciousness. To such people, a clod of dirt, a stone, and gold are the same. They are equally disposed to the family, enemies and friends, to those who support them and those who are hostile, to the good and the evil alike. Because they are impartial, they rise to great heights. Those who aspire to the state of yoga should seek the self in inner solitude through meditation. With body and mind controlled, they should constantly practice one-pointedness, free from expectations and attachment to material possessions. Select a clean spot, neither too high nor too low, and seat yourself firmly on a cloth, a deerskin, a kusha grass. Then, once seated, strive to still your thoughts. Make your mind one-pointed in meditation, and your heart will be purified. Hold your body, head, and neck firmly in a straight line, and keep your eyes from wandering. With all fears dissolved in the peace of the self, and all actions dedicated to Brahman, controlling the mind and fixing it on me, sit in meditation with me as your only goal, with senses and mind constantly controlled through meditation. United with the self within, an aspirant attains nirvana, the state of abiding joy and peace in me. Arjuna, those who eat too much or eat too little, who sleep too much or sleep too little, will not succeed in meditation. But those who are temperate in eating and sleeping, work and recreation, will come to the end of sorrow through meditation. Through constant effort, they learn to withdraw the mind from selfish cravings and absorb it in the self. Thus they attain the state of union. When meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. In the still mind, in the depths of meditation, the self reveals itself. Beholding the self by means of the self, an aspirant knows the joy and peace of complete fulfillment. Having attained that abiding joy beyond the senses, revealed in the stilled mind, they never swerve from the eternal truth. the desire nothing else, and cannot be shaken by the heaviest burden of sorrow. The practice of meditation frees one from all affliction. This is the path of yoga. Follow it with determination and sustained enthusiasm. Renouncing wholeheartedly all selfish desires and expectations, use your will to control the senses. Little by little, through patience and repeated effort, the mind will become stilled in the self. Wherever the mind wanders, restless and diffuse in its search for satisfaction without, lead it within. Train it to rest in the self. Abiding joy comes to those who still the mind. Freeing themselves from the taint of self-will, with their consciousness unified, they become one with Brahman. The infinite joy of touching Brahman is easily attained by those who are free from the burden of evil and established within themselves. They see the self in every creature and all creation in the self. With consciousness unified through meditation, they see everything with an equal eye. I am ever present to those who have realized me in every creature. Seeing all life as my manifestation, they are never separated from me. They worship me in all the hearts of all, and all their actions proceed from me. Wherever they may live, they abide in me. When a person responds to joys and sorrows of others as if they were his own, he has attained the highest state of spiritual union. They have asked that we chant a mantra. It's the Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. So you can repeat after me in your own room. I know I can't hear you, but it helps. Om. And the word Om, the sound, the bija mantra, Om. It is the primordial sound of the universe. In the beginning was the Word. And they believed that the Word was the sound of Om. When you say it, it's Ah, you go Ah to the U to the M. Om. And it is the gong of the healing of the planet. Your body becomes the gong. So it's actually one of the most powerful bija mantras we have. Om Nama, Nama is basically all hail, all victory. And then Shiva, and Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya, it's basically Shiva, the archetype of Shiva. That's the statue you're looking at right now. Shivaya. It's just an endearing, it's like an endearing term for Shiva. Namaha. All praise. Shiva is the archetype of destruction and creation. He is one of the three Godheads, Brahman, Vishnu, and Shiva. Shiva destroys the karma, destroys the ignorance, and so that the new creation of enlightenment can come about. So when we are chanting this mantra, you don't have to chant to Shiva. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to know anything about Shiva. It is about entraining your brain to the frequency of shifting into a state of wisdom, divine wisdom. So you're re-patterning the neurons in your brain to a frequency of divine wisdom. and divine creation, the heaven on earth principle. And in order to do that, we need to uproot. We need to destroy that which is so that we can go for the better. It's very, very much what we are going through now as a culture. The destroying of our current way of being so that we can have something better. This is the Shiva energy. So Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. We'll do it 108 times. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. 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 And focus your mind on the third eye in your brow. The one pointedness. When you focus your mind on the third eye in the middle of the brow, you are now forming a sacred geometry of a triangle between your two eyes and the one pointed in the center of your brow, the third eye. The Godhead, the three Godhead, the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. The Creator, the Preserver, and the Destroyer, the three Godhead. If you focus on the third eye, you can see this triangle between the three eyes. And we are focused on Brahma, the one point source of which all things are divided from. Including you. And when you focus on this third eye, you are now connected into the mind of God, the mind of Brahma. And all of the wisdom of Source is accessible to you through this point. And through your attention on this point, a very simple action, you can feel a sense of bliss or ecstasy that rises. It is as if your inner being can breathe and be like, oh yeah, there it is, there's the truth. There's my real existence. And through chanting Shiva, we were able to remove the blocks from this one-pointedness. So we say, thank you, Shiva. We removed any karma that didn't allow you to have access to this point. We removed the mind chatter that will not allow you to find this point. The point is distraction. The biggest conspiracy theory we have is really the mind. The mind is the distraction. The mind is the spin. The mind is that which pulls us from the truth So focus on this. Namaste.